Welcome everyone to the greatest wrestling promotion in the world. And today, welcome everyone to New Japan Strong. Coming up first, we are not editing rosters, no. Instead, we are in fact doing more qualifier matches for the G1 Climax. And out coming first is a man who is no stranger to the G1 Climax briefcase. This is a man who held on to the briefcase all the way to Wrestle Kingdom, cashed into the main event, and was unsuccessful in winning the IWGP Heavyweight Championship 2 years ago at Wrestle Kingdom. That is none other than Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal, of course, had a very long-running time in Impact Wrestling, hasn't been able to really come out as a single star as he did here in New Japan, but now he is back. He is better than ever, and he is ready to become that megastar that he once was before. Trying to earn back what he won years ago, trying to get back to the place that he was a few years ago in the main event. But he's going against yet another person who also previously held the G1 Climax briefcase but did not hold on to it until Wrestle Kingdom. And that, of course, is the Darewolf himself, PJ Black. Yes, this first matchup in this qualifier honestly has a lot of tension between it because both of these men they both know what it's like to hold on to the G1 Climax briefcase. They both know what it's like to have the honor, but neither one of them have been able to go on to basically go and win the title in the very end of it all. One of these men is going to be able to go on to compete in the G1 Climax this year, and one of them is going to fall short yet again, but which one is it going to be? Matt Sydal or PJ Black? I don't know who I picked for this matchup. Both these guys are pretty good in my opinion. But here we go. Bell has rung. Sydal versus Black. First time ever I think this matchup has ever been done. And PJ Black with early momentum starting off in this matchup. Hello Matthew. Hello AJ. Welcome to New Japan Strong. Starting things off, of course, with a qualifier for the G1 Climax. Matt Sydal versus PJ Black. One of these men, superstars, whatever you want to call them, one of them will go on to the G1 Climax. Both these men, previous holders of the briefcase. Right now, pretty even matchup, I would say, starting off early on here between Sydal and Black. Guys in the chat, I'd like to know, who do you got winning this matchup? I want to know who wins this, PJ Black or Matt Sydal. Hello Kian, welcome. Both these men had their own personal kryptonites, you could say, here in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that has prevented them from going on to the main event, or from winning the big gold, you could say, the big championship here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Matt Sydal's kryptonite, of course, was John Morrison. Meanwhile, you had PJ Black's being Darby Allin. Appears that most people are going for Matt Sydal with one vote for PJ Black. Almost pretty even votes, I would say. And now Sydal picking up Black. Gotta think and remember, everyone, this is the first matchup that Matt Sydal has had in New Japan Pro Wrestling since his loss at Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago. This is a classic 2012 WWE matchup. When you think about it, you are 100% right, Matt. Or not Matt, I'm sorry, I'm Kian. This is a classic WWE2K12 matchup of Evan Bourne versus Justin Gabriel. I am not bringing the bunny into New Japan. Now PJ Black, top rope. PJ Black, what a moonsault! And now, right now, PJ Black in full control of Sydal. Oh, never mind, Sydal kicked in the midsection, getting out of it. And now Sydal. Is that enough to do? Is that enough to put away PJ Black? 1, 2. And that's all she wrote. Sydal wins this one. That was fast. I was not. I even put this match on slow momentum. I put it on slow for a reason. I want this to be good, but dang. The Darewolf, obviously upset over that loss, has not been on the biggest winning streak since for a while now. But ladies and gentlemen, Matt Sydal makes it to the G1 Climax. We now have 6 spots taken, only 4 left, and one of those spots is going to be filled up here tonight as well. Let's move on to our next scheduled matchup of the evening. Alright, and now it's time to determine the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Neither of these men have ever held the gold, that being Kenta and Rich Swann. This is going to be a big time matchup. After this, there's only going to be one title left undetermined here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's, of course, the IWGP Tag Team Championships, which we have decided that matchup will be determined. It will be determined at the next pay-per-view, in which I'm going to announce the first matchup for the pay-per-view is going to be the Wrestling Prodigies versus the Arsenal for the IWGP Tag Team Championships. One of them is going to walk away as the new champions. As for who it will be, gonna have to wait and see, as I'm not even sure when we're going to be doing that, because right now we're building up to the G1 Climax, and then we'll be building up to the pay-per-view, which, by the way, happy to announce the winners of Block A and Block B will be meeting each other at the first pay-per-view to determine who wins the G1 Climax. Just so you guys know that. Going with that, I just had something. So I talked to the other promoters, and they already have put out their answer for this, and that's fine. So they already know. But for anyone else who doesn't know this already, is that for the G1 Climax this year, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. For the block with all the other promotions in it, being Impact, NXT, and AEW, that one we will be doing a live tournament for everybody. It's going to be CPU versus CPU the entire way, just how we have done it the last 2 years, because everyone seems to really, really enjoy that, and it's fun. But for Block B, which is going to be solely the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys, that one's going to be edited by yours truly. So we're doing a little bit of interactive universe war mixed with a little bit of the new type of style that I'm trying to build up when it comes to pay-per-views and big-time events. Oh, really? It's picking up the background audio? Well, you know what? That's going to be even better when I actually implement everyone's music during pay-per-views and stuff like that. So, cool. So yeah, that's the basic news that I've got going on. I can announce after today there's going to be 3 spots left open for the G1 Climax. There will be 2 more qualifier matches, and the last one will be announced next episode. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that, AJ. But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that basically, after next week, when we get our last 2 qualifiers in, I will start to work on the pre-recorded one. Yeah, I'll be making sure that I get started on the pre-recorded one, and then when it's ready the day before, basically, I'm trying to do this a little bit easier than I did it, than I'm going about this. I'm going to get Block B done, recorded, all that stuff done. Then when that is done, we will set a day like today or like something else, like how we did it last year. We'll do Block A the first day, which will be done live, and will take about 2 hours or something like that, but it'll be a lot of fun. I'll make sure I do it later in the day, so that way Josh is here for his NXT. Speaking of Josh, hello. And then the following day, it will be a YouTube premiere with Block B, so that way I don't have to be 100% present, even though I want to be 100-day present. It's hard to, it's going to be rough, but in my head, I see it all working out the way that I would love it to work, but, you know, who knows if that's going to work. There it is, though, the IWGP Junior Weight Championship. Personally, my favorite title in New Japan. I just really, really love the look of that title. But here we go. Another old school WWE matchup, guys. Kenta versus Rich Swann. Alright, and right now everyone is the chat is more leaning towards Kenta, as it would be here. I would probably say I would want Kenta to win this one too, but then again, Rich Swann has had a big time mean streak in him since he's been in NWA. So I don't know, with that new mean streak, it might be more of a cause. Right now, Kenta already freaking out. This match just begun. Kenta, oh my! How did the Jets do yesterday? If they played, got blown out. Yes, Jets lost 54-13. It was a bad matchup. I am glad I did not see that matchup. All I could say is we're done facing the Patriots this week. Refs are still biased a little bit. I'm not saying that we lost because the refs were biased, because I don't even think if the refs weren't biased, it wasn't going to help. Basically, we lost to the better team yesterday, and that's all I could say. The thing I will always complain about, though, is when we faced the Falcons 2 weeks ago, we barely touched Matt Ryan, and we got flagged for roughing the quarterback. Yet the Patriots could full on, like, literally do more than what we did to Matt Ryan, to Zach Wilson, and not even a single flag. You know what I mean? But anyways, like I'm saying, even if they called those flags, I don't think it would have helped. We just lost. So Okada brought back the OG heavyweight title IRL. Going by Kenta, is it full-time AJ? I believe so. The OG. Oh, thank goodness I got the OG one better. Oh, we did. I'll admit to that, Matt. It was at a point where I think when they just scored 40-something, I told them, the Jets should honestly just, surrender, forfeit the match right then and there. There's no going back. The only thing you were doing is making yourselves look worse. Right now, Rich Swann is taking it to Kenta, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know if Kenta's going to be able to win this one, ladies and gentlemen. I like Shingo. I like Shingo Takagi. What's wrong with Shingo Takagi? Swann looking very good right now. Avoiding the attack there from Kenta momentarily, though. Getting up to the top rope, being able to fend him off of him. Rich Swann now top rope, but Kenta catches him. And oh, what a power bomb! One kick out, two, though, from Rich Swann. And now look at this. Kenta getting ready, trying to set up Swann. Is this going to do it? Kenta might have just knocked out Rich Swann. Going for it now. One. Oh, my goodness. Now Kenta getting ready for it. Are we about to see it? Are we about to see it? Up on his shoulders. No. Swann with a reversal. Really? He's not striking world champion for anyone else. I'm a little surprised by that, but okay, guys. Opinions are opinions. And now Rich Swann. Rich Swann, what is he going for here? What is he going for? Oh, my goodness. Goes to the cover. One. Oh, my. Another quick kick out from both of these junior heavyweights. Kenta now, what does he think about doing? Kick to the midsection. Swann. Rich Swann now. Rich Swann! Oh, my goodness! And now Swan. Why do I always get hiccups whenever I stream? Seriously, why do I like every time I stream now I get hiccups? Like, it is 100% annoying. Just so you, excuse me, guys, just so you guys know. And now, whoa! Kenta slowly but surely starting to gain momentum in this matchup. It's been a good chunk of Swan, while Kenta is doing a good job at staying in the matchup and trying to get in those big moves when it's needed. Is it going to be enough to take out Swan, though? I don't know. This is a man that went toe-to-toe with ZSJ in a no-holds-barred match and took it to the extreme. And now... Beat sounds like SpongeBob when he hiccups from that one episode that Patrick and SpongeBob were drinking a lot of soda at Squidward's. It took me a minute to, like, remember that episode, just so you know. It's when they're upset with each other. And now Kenta, oh, we're getting ready for this again. This is the second time we're going to be seeing this in this matchup. If it connects, it might just win it. I know! Swan moves out of the way. And now Swan. Kenta now. Kenta with Swan up. Rich Swan reverses. One. I'll admit, I had one soda. And now Rich Swan up to the top rope. Swan now. Oh my goodness! The massive air Swan got there. But it's not enough. What brand? Dr. Pepper, always. I can't say always. It's either Dr. Pepper or it's Sprite for me. And now Kenta. Kenta going for the second time. And again, Rich Swan does not let him get in that GTS. That's what it's going to take. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, AJ, for making that statement. I appreciate your existence. Dr. Pepper is the best black soda. It's better than Coke. It's better than Pepsi. Better than root beer. Better than everything. And now Kenta not getting anything as Rich Swan. This is definitely worthy of a championship match, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2. Oh my goodness. I thought Swan just stole it there, ladies and gentlemen. I thought for sure. Oh! That's it. That's it. I think Swan just knocked out Kenta. Goes to the cover. 1, 2. No! Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I just have to let you know, this is... Holy Hannah. This matchup has gone crazy. Is that going to do it now? 1, 2, 3. Rich Swan has finally done it. Oh, come on. We're getting the same cutscene again. This man just won a championship title. Show him with the title. Back-to-back finishers does it. A kick to the head didn't do it, but a big splash did. Congratulations, Rich Swan, the new IWGP Juniorweight Champion. Oh my goodness. There have been only 4 other people in the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling to hold on to that title. There was Zack Sabre Jr., there was Jungle Boy, there was Pac, and Darby Allin. And now Rich Swan joins that elite group of superstars. Wow. And Kenta obviously frustrated. He failed to defeat Samurai Del Sol a number of weeks ago, and now he failed to beat Rich Swan. What's next for Kenta? I mean, who knows? We might be seeing that matchup again at the first pay-per-view that we do this year. I mean, technically for Kenta, there is still going to be 2 open slots left for the G1 Climax. Just pointing that out there. Sorry guys for the quiet. I'm just answering the message. As we get ready for the second G1 Climax qualifier of the night, in which we are going to be seeing the longest reigning IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Tetsuya Naito, currently has one of the biggest records here in New Japan. AJ, don't even. You know that's the theme music I have for him. It's always been that way. But anyways, like I was saying, Tetsuya Naito, longest reigning IWGP Heavyweight Champion in the official verse, coming out to the ring, getting ready to defend, or not getting ready to defend, getting ready to fight in the G1 Climax, in which, to my understanding, ladies and gentlemen, Tetsuya Naito has never competed in the G1 Climax. In the first year, he wasn't even a part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. In the second year, he was the champion. So there was no reason for it. He has never been a part of the G1 Climax before. This is opportunity to. And remember how big the G1 Climax came into fruition last year. How much of a factor it was last year, in which Darby Allin won it and cashed in on Tetsuya Naito. We got quite possibly the biggest matchup in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Tetsuya Naito trying to make his own history, trying to get himself back in that main event picture, because he can't face Darby anymore for that title. It's over. After what happened last week, he can't face Darby anymore for the title. So this is big opportunity. I can agree to that, but I can't agree to that. Honestly, sometimes I like it, but right now what I got going on with Darby, I really don't want him in the G1 Climax this year, AJ, if that makes any sense. And then you have this monster, Shibata, making his way to the ring. This guy, like I said, he is a monster. He's a monster tactician. He hits hard. In a lot of ways, I could compare him to Shinsuke Nakamura. He's a very hard-striking tactician. Just returned back to Wrestling IRL. There you go. This is going to be a big-time matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention his tag team partner. I don't know if they're still tag team partners or if they're done being Maiwa Tag, but Hiroki Goto made it into the G1 Climax last year. If you guys remember, Shibata and Goto were a tag team. A pretty good one, too. To the grab. According to AJ is. Alright, so after this matchup, I am going to be also announcing a person who is not going to be in a qualifier matchup. That's going to be in the G1 Climax. Basically, after next week, we will have all 10 competitors lined up, and I will hopefully have everything decided on who's going to be in what blocks after next week's matchup. I will let you guys know that we are going to be having a fatal 4-way matchup next week between the 4 losers of each of the first round, for the first qualifier matches. So we will be seeing Alexander Hammerstone, we will be seeing Shingo Takagi, we will be seeing PJ Black, and one of these two in a fatal 4-way match for a G1 Climax qualifier next week. As for the other one, we will be seeing Tenta in action against another superstar. Who that is, I don't know. But that will determine the 9th and 10th positions in the G1 Climax. After that, however, we will have all 10. So after next week, I will be getting to work on the G1 Climax, and I'm excited for it. He almost died facing Okada. Ooh, that's interesting. I would like to know, guys, who do you guys got winning this matchup? Tetsuya Naito or Shibata? Honestly, the favor would probably go to Tetsuya Naito, but after losing Just time and time again to Darby Allin. Who knows? I could see him losing to Shibata here. Kind of losing his grip on reality, losing his cool, unable to win the big ones anymore. I mean, you're looking at a person who has taken over New Japan for the entire year in Tetsuya Naito. Not only that, but he also took over AEW when the official verse or the Universe War was first taken over. This guy, no matter where he goes, he has money and he's big. And now is his opportunity, or now is a bad opportunity for Tetsuya Naito, as he's no longer world champion. He has to fight his way back up to the top. Meanwhile, you have a person like Shibata who has done nothing but fight his way, trying to get to the top, and now this is his opportunity. Now just goes the question, when are we going to be seeing Tetsuya Naito compete in NXT and Impact and just take over on their shows as well, to be completely honest. A stiff headbutt from Okada, okay. By the way, it is... oh my goodness! It is safe to announce as... well, hold on. Roll call 1, 2... oh my goodness, so close. It is safe to announce that I am going to let you guys all know this, but Okada will not be a part of the G1 Climax this year. Okada claims that he does not want to compete in the G1 Climax. Basically, I don't know exactly what the full story is, but he says he doesn't need to, nor does he want to compete in the G1 Climax this year. I guess his plan is that if he defeats Darby here tonight, which, guys, of course, that was our main event, Darby Allin versus Okada, that would kind of set up Okada to be the one to face Darby next, especially if he wins. Remember, Okada is currently undefeated here in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's never lost a match. And he's our current IWGP Intercontinental Champion, as well as now Shibata bashing the head of Tetsuya Naito off the top turnbuckle. Dream match happening next here in New Japan, or New Japan Strong. Darby Allin versus Kazuchika Okada. Really? You saying he's going to have no chance? Why would you say that? Why do you say he has no chance of taking over Impact? Because of Jeff Cobb? I will admit, Okada has never faced anyone like Jeff Cobb. I will admit to that. Cobb is definitely an anomaly that is new to Tetsuya Naito. And now Shibata. But Tetsuya Naito! Oh, that vicious slap right across the face. You can hear that up in the rafters. Raking the eyes. Naito up to his old tricks. Maybe. Bringing him down now to one knee. Tetsuya Naito now having a hold of Shibata. Oh, here we go. Destino! Now drag him middle of the ring. Goes for the cover, goes for the pin. Is this going to do it? 1, 2. And that is all she wrote. Tetsuya Naito is coming to the G1 Climax. Oh, heck yeah. Destino to win the matchup, and now we will be seeing Naito compete in this year's G1 Climax of first. This G1 Climax is looking really, really good, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go over the names again real quick. Just from the New Japan Pro Wrestling side, Hiroki Goto, a former winner of the G1 Climax, Matt Sydal cashed in the briefcase at Wrestle Kingdom against John Morrison and another man in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago. Tetsuya Naito, the longest reigning IWGP Heavyweight Champion in the history of New Japan Pro Wrestling, a man who's never competed in G1 Climax. And then Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's just for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Those are 4 big names. Then you look at what we got from the other companies. Sammy Guevara from AEW. Bryan Danielson from NXT, and Daniel Garcia, who just faced off against Jeff Cobb in a World Championship match yesterday from Impact Wrestling. And guys, I'm here to even shake it up even more because the 8th spot for the G1 Climax has been decided, ladies and gentlemen. It is the man that helped make, honestly, what was a fantastic moment yesterday, officially signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling, is Zack Sabre Jr. ZSJ is coming home. His return will be the G1 Climax, in which he vows to win it this year. Basically, it was part of the deal. He wanted to go and compete against Pac one more time in Impact Wrestling. And he will do it, but we also want you in the G1 Climax, so finish your business quick so that we can. He did it. He made sure Pac didn't walk out with the title. I mean, it definitely didn't go as planned, but at the same time, it all worked out in the end. So with 2 spots left, I don't know how this could get any bigger, but oh my goodness. The G1 Climax is definitely looking to be one of the biggest we have had. I know the first year was pretty big because we had Omega, we had Punk, we had MJF, we had Okada, or not Okada, but Hiroki Goto. It was huge, but this year is starting to look even bigger. And speaking of bigger, oh baby, it is time now. It is time for what could be quite possibly the biggest match we can offer in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated IWGP Intercontinental Champion Kazuchika Okada versus the relentless, the unkillable Darby Allin. It is literally the mid-card champion who honestly has a record more fitting of the world champion going against our current world champion. A man who hits. It's literally a man that hits harder than anyone else in the company versus a man that could take any hit, get up, and ask for more. This is the biggest match. This is a pay-per-view level match, and we were getting it on episode 2 of New Japan Strong. I don't even know who do you go for here. Darby Allin or Kazuchika Okada. This is going to be big. Basically, Allin is the one that set up this match, by the way, everyone. He said that, in his own words, he can't be top dog as long as Okada is undefeated. His words, not mine. He said that he cannot be undefeated, or he cannot be the top guy until he can be the one to beat Okada. And honestly, no words are more true. Okada, in a lot of words, is the top guy. What is up with your title there, Okada? What? Okay, we need to fix that. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. I'm guessing someone stole the face panel while you were gone in NXT, Okada. A little bit of a prank, and he was hoping no one would notice. Gotta love it when this stuff happens, you know? But anyways, like I was saying, Darby feels like he cannot be called the number one guy, the top guy, as long as Okada remains undefeated. And not just undefeated, but he is undefeated against a lot of worthy competitors. This is a man that, even though Darby undoubtedly had match of the night, match of the show at Wrestle Kingdom, this is the guy that had 2 phenomenal matches at Wrestle Kingdom this year, in which he faced off against Hiroshi Tanahashi and El Generico in 2 amazing matches at Wrestle Kingdom this year. Back to back, too. Right now, Chad is leaning more towards Okada, and honestly, I don't know who do you pick for this matchup. I really don't know. Like, to be completely honest, there is no. Yeah, that's what AJ was saying. My TV is probably a little too loud for this. It's definitely a good thing to pick up on for when I do record for the G1 Climax later on, is just turn down my TV so that way you guys don't hear the actual game volume. Especially when it comes to certain themes. One of the themes, of course, being Okada's and Tetsuya Naito's. Coming out now, though. He is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. The Unkillable. Cedric Alexander, I think. What do you mean I'm cheeky? I mean, to be completely honest with you guys. Alright. Okay, it wasn't Cedric, it was Sheldon. But no, what other music am I supposed to use for Darby? Okay? Like, to be completely honest, like, level with me here for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are saying, like, oh, it's Sting's music, you cheeky little man. Like, what other music fits better with Darby than Sting's, okay? I don't want to hear it from you guys. I'm sorry, I thought it fit. I'm sorry it's not I Fell. We only do those for pay-per-views. Alright, here we go. Okada versus Darby Allin. A first-time matchup, and Darby gets the first strike in. Slap right across the face on Okada. And oh! And now it's Darby with these shoulder tackles here on Okada. Can Darby Allin really defeat Okada here? I honestly, I don't know if he can. They do. I will agree to that, AJ. 100%. That would make things so much cooler. And now Okada reversing the pressure here onto Darby. Darby getting out of it quick, though. And now, oh, Okada, knee right to the midsection. And now going for a clothesline, Darby, though. Darby ducking underneath it right now in full control of Okada. Kick to the midsection. Goes for a kick, not even able to take Okada off his feet. Goes for two. And now Okada. Back and forth action starting to pick up here between Darby and Okada. And now, oh, what an arm drag from Okada. Now Darby with a DDT. And now, oh, I thought Darby is going to fly. Wait, whoa. What? Wait, what? What? What just happened? This little dwarf just robbed us. He just robbed us of literally the biggest match in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. I mean, it was Samurai Del Sol. Samurai Del Sol literally made an appearance, ran down, and just punched Darby in the face, which caused the DQ. Darby was trying to go in and attack him, but basically, Samurai Del Sol was able to get the attack in. What just happened? What? The match just started. Darby did a really cool dive to the outside. What do you mark that for Okada, though? Because he wasn't pinned or he wasn't submitted. AJ, you can't even call me the highest, because I'm short, too. But that ruins Okada's undefeated streak, technically. I mean, then again, Rusev also lost via submission and pinfalls, and it really didn't hurt him. I don't know, like... I think Darby's done. I think Samurai Del Sol is not done with Darby. Real quick, let's go over the match card, ladies and gentlemen. The opening matchup in our first G1 Climax qualifier, we saw Matt Sydal versus PJ Black, in which Sydal was able to pick up the win going on to the G1 Climax. Next, in what was easily match of the night, we saw Kenta versus Rich Swann for the IWGP Juniorweight Championship, in which Rich Swann with that powerful victory in the end to win the title. Then we saw Tetsuya Naito versus Shibata for another G1 Climax qualifier, in which we saw Tetsuya Naito come back to his roots and win the big one and win against Shibata to earn his spot in the G1 Climax. We also learned that ZSJ will be taking the 8th spot in the G1 Climax. Only 2 spots left in the G1 Climax. We also learned Wrestling Prodigies will go against the Arsenal in the first pay-per-view of New Japan Pro Wrestling's return. And then the main event, it was quite possibly was supposed to be the biggest main event in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Kazuchika Okada, the undefeated Kazuchika Okada, versus the unhinged, the unkillable Darby Allin, ended via DQ due to interruption by Samurai Del Sol of all people. I mean, Darby ruined Samurai Del Sol's national championship. I mean, Darby took the title off him in the last episode of NWA Power. So I guess it only makes sense that, you know, Samurai Del Sol wants revenge, and I guess he's made his mark and he's going to be going after Darby and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I don't know though. Main event happened. Samurai Del Sol's, yeah, no. I don't know, but I'm getting word, though, that basically the feud between Okada and Allin is now put on hold. Basically, that Samurai Del Sol is confirming everything that I said. He said, Darby will rue the day that he ruined my run in NWA. I will go and I will take that title off of Darby now. Basically, Samurai Del Sol running to the beginning of the line saying, I'm going to face Darby first. I don't know if that's a good idea for Samurai Del Sol. Guys, if you were here for NWA Power's last episode, you saw how badly Samurai Del Sol lost to Darby. But, oh well, I mean, your funeral there, Del Sol. If you really think that you could beat Darby Allin, then more power to you. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this rather quick episode of NWA Strong. Or NWA Strong. Oh my goodness. New Japan Strong. Guys, if you are new to the stream, see what you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, wherever it is. I just realized I can't say the normal things here on Twitch, but you know what? It's whatever. NWA Strong. Yes. Anyways, guys, thank you all for joining me for yet another fun episode of almost an NWA again. Thank you for showing me for another episode of New Japan Strong. It was fun, and yeah, see you later, Josh. So next week, like I said, for matches going on right now, all I could say is we got 2 matches set up. One of them is going to be a G1 Climax qualifier, in which we'll be seeing Kenta versus another opponent, random opponent. And then the second one is going to be a fatal 4-way between, it will now be Shibata versus PJ Black versus, I'm reading the comments and trying to talk at the same time, versus Alexander Hammerstone versus, oh my goodness, my brain is, Shingo Takagi. Oh my goodness, I could not get that out. So next week, Alright, so basically, here's the schedule. Next week, we figure out the rest of the people in the G1 Climax. We'll also be starting to build towards the next pay-per-view. The week after will hopefully be our two-episode special of the G1 Climax. I make no promise of that, however. Just because editing is going to be... So I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Actually, I'm going to end, for YouTube's purposes, it's going to end right here. So, basically, the rest of this is going to be cut, just to talk to you guys real quick about what's going to be going on in my life, and why things actually might be easier to do this video than before. But guys, thank you so much for joining today's stream. Love you all. My name is Jesse James, and that was Real Wrestling.